Majesty of heaven, your glory fills the skies. Light of the world, you are Lord of all. Humbled by your presence, amazed by who you are. Nothing compares, you are Lord of all. And to you the nations bow down, to you creation cries out, majesty. And all things you hold together, your name will stand forever. Majesty, you are majesty. Merciful and mighty, my heart is overwhelmed. You stand alone, you are Lord of all. And to you the nations bow down, to you creation cries out, majesty. And all things you hold together, your name will stand forever. Majesty, you are majesty. Your name above all others, high and exalted. Your kingdom shall reign forever, high and exalted. Your name will stand forever, high and exalted. Your kingdom shall reign forever, high and exalted. And to you the nations bow down, to you creation cries out, majesty. And all things you hold together, your name will stand forever. Majesty, you are majesty, you are majesty, you are.
You know, King Nebuchadnezzar had a huge wake-up call with that whole fiery furnace thing.
And he followed God faithfully for many years, and things were going very well.
But once again, pride got in the way, and good old Nebuchadnezzar became a little too pleased with himself.
That's when God, in his infinite wisdom, decided to send King Nebuchadnezzar a little message.
One really strange dream coming up.
And of course, who can interpret?
Me. Oh, Daniel.
That's right, Daniel, and here's what happened.
King Nebuchadnezzar couldn't be here tonight, so we're gonna have to do all the talking.
Had a bad dream and scared him to death, and the angel cut up a great big tree. Woohoo! Woohoo!
He felt a little fear and went to Daniel, said, "Tell me the dream, just keep on talking."
Woohoo! Woohoo!
Then Nebuchadnezzar this way. Said there ain't nobody that's better than me.
Woohoo! Woohoo! So God said no, 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 no. Said no, no, you turned away from me. No, 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 no. Said no, no, you turned away from me. So Dan told the king that the tree was him, and he's coming to take his kingdom too. Woohoo! Woohoo!
Angel bound the tree and the king will go mad and he'll live like that for 7 years.
Woohoo! Woohoo! So he ran to a place in the middle of nowhere like a big black bird in a cherry tree. Woohoo! Woohoo!
He won't come back till the glorified God live like an animal for the world to see.
Woohoo! Woohoo! But God said no, 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 no. Said no, no, you turned away from me. No, 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 no. Said no, no, you turned away from me.
And that is exactly what happened. King Nebuchadnezzar's pride landed him in the forest.
He lived like an animal and ate grass for 7 years until he finally acknowledged his power came from God.
Wait a second. He ate grass?
Uh-huh.
Ew.
Hark, thou good people. My name is Harold. I am a heralder, and I have something to herald. The great King Nebuchadnezzar has written a letter and wishes to address the good people of Babylon. It reads as follows: King Nebuchadnezzar, to the peoples, nations, and men of every language who live in all the world, may you prosper greatly. It is my pleasure to tell you about the miraculous signs and wonders the Most High God has performed for me. How great are his signs, how mighty his wonders. His kingdom is an eternal kingdom. His dominion endures from generation to generation. I, King Nebuchadnezzar, was at my home in my palace, being content and enjoying my prosperity, when I had a dream that made me afraid. As I was laying in my bed, the images and visions that passed through my mind terrified me. I, King Nebuchadnezzar, command that all the wise men of Babylon be brought before me to interpret the dream for me, or else.
Don't guess the king's dream this time. Our goose will surely be cooked. Maybe I can appease him with my exquisite sneakiness.
You mean your stinkiness? For any plan of yours will surely come across the king as fishy, and we have fished that pond before.
Yes, and nothing good ever came from that pond. No, this time we better interpret his dream the best we can.
And if we cannot interpret his dream?
And we're at the mercy of the king.
Well, let's go then to King Nebuchadnezzar and see what fate lies before us.
Hail, O great king.
Hail, O great king of Babylon.
Hail, O great king of Babylon and master of the universe. May you reign forever.
Master of the universe. It's kind of catchy. That's something to think about.
We heard your decree and have come to interpret your dream, your majesty.
Oh, you heard from Harold, did you? He's quite the heralder, don't you think? I mean, I spare no expense when it comes to heralders.
Yes, your majesty, he is quite good.
Yes, he is quite a gem. And you know, Good help is kind of hard to come by lately. But we have more important things to discuss.
Tell us your dream, Your Majesty, and we will interpret it for you. Or are we going to have to guess it again?
No, this time I will tell you my dream because it has me very perplexed. You see, in my dream, there was this large tree that covered the entire kingdom, and its branches reached clear to the heavens. And it had the most beautiful leaves that I have ever seen, and the most beautiful fruit on this tree. And the beasts of the fields were sheltered by it, and the birds lived in its branches, and it provided for all living creatures. But then a messenger came down with a loud voice and said to cut down the tree, and to trim off its branches, and scatter its fruit, and to have the beasts and the birds flee from it, but to leave the stump and the roots cast in iron and bronze, and that the dew of heaven would drench him, and he would live like the beast of the field, and his mind would be changed from that of a man to a beast until 7 times passes, and that the Most High is sovereign over all the kingdoms of man, and does with them as he pleases, and sets the lowliest over them. So, can you interpret this dream?
I would love to, Your Majesty. Let's see. Tree, beasts of the fields, birds, tree roots. These are more agricultural dreams that you're having. And I am more fluent with dreams regarding the city. Perhaps Saucy here can help you.
Who, me? Actually, Your Majesty, I've come before you to inform you that I've been feeling quite under the weather lately. And I will not be able to grace you with my services. You know, it takes quite a bit of energy to interpret dreams, you know. However, Astro here might be of some assistance. If my memory recalls, or if I recall my memory correctly, you were a member of the 4-H club, were you not, Astro?
4-H? Your Majesty, Your Highness, in all seriousness, I ain't got a clue.
This is preposterous. You haven't got a clue. You're under the weather, not into agriculture. I should have cut you into pieces when I'd had a chance.
Oh, not again.
You better start interpreting this dream now, or it'll be off with your head. And this time I mean it. Belteshazzar, come in, my son.
My king, I've heard you've had another dream that's bothered you.
Oh, thank the gods that you are here, my son. I've had the most perplexing dream, and these wise men over here can't interpret it for me.
Yeah, go figure. Get what you paid for.
But I know that you have the spirit of the Most High gods, and that no mystery is too great for you, and that you will be able to interpret this dream for me. Let me tell you about my dream. As I was in my quarters last night, in my bed, I had this dream of this large tree that covered the entire kingdom, and its branches reached clear to the heavens, and had the most beautiful leaves and abundant fruit, and the beasts were sheltered by it, and the birds nested in its branches, and it provided for all the living things. But then this messenger came down from the heavens in a loud voice and said to cut down the tree, and to trim off its branches, and scatter its fruit, and scatter the beasts and the birds from it. But it said to leave the stump and the roots bound in iron and bronze, and that the dew of the heavens would drench him, and that he would live like a beast of the field, and his mind would be changed from that of a man to a beast until 7 times passes, and that the Most High is sovereign over all the kingdoms, and will do with them as he pleases, and sets the lowliest over them. That is my dream, Belteshazzar. I know with the spirits of the high gods, you can interpret this for me, can you not?
King Nebuchadnezzar, this dream that you've had, it's really bothering me.
Oh, Belteshazzar, please don't let my dream or its meanings bother you.
But if only the dream applied to your enemies.
and its meaning to your adversaries. You see, this dream that you had, the one with the big tree, the one that's touching the top of the sky, with its branches extending to the ends of the earth, with nesting places for the birds of the air, providing shelter to the beasts of the field, with abundant fruit for all. You see, King Nebuchadnezzar, you are this tree. Look around you. Your kingdom has grown to be big and strong. It extends to the ends of the earth. But the messenger, the one that you said came to cut down the tree?
Yes, Belteshazzar. What is it?
You must understand that this is the interpretation from the Most High God. So hear what I say. Your kingdom will be taken away from you. You have not acknowledged that it is God that has given you all of your power and that He is sovereign over your life and over this kingdom. So to punish you, you're going to have to live like a wild animal. For 7 long years, you're going to have to live like a wild donkey. You're going to have to eat the grass of the fields. You're going to be soaked by the dew that comes down from heaven. For 7 long years, you're going to have to live this way until you renounce your sins and acknowledge that it is God who is sovereign over your life. Now, the stump and the roots that remain, that just symbolizes that your kingdom will be returned to you if you cry out to God and ask Him to forgive you and acknowledge that it is He who rules over your life.
All this happened to King Nebuchadnezzar.
12 months later, as the king was walking along the roof of the royal palace of Babylon, he said,
Isn't this a glorious day? In this beautiful city of Babylon, built for my royal residence by my mighty power, for the glory of my majesty. Why, it makes me want to sing. People look at me, tell me what you see. You ain't seen the best of me yet. Give me some time, I'll make you forget the rest. I've got more in me, and I will set it free. I can catch the moon in my hand. Don't you know who I am? Remember my name. I'm gonna live forever. I'm gonna learn how to fly. I feel it coming together. People will see me and cry. I'm gonna make it to heaven. Light up the sky like a flame. I'm gonna live forever. They will remember my name. Remember, 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 remember. The world will hold me tight, 'cause I can make it right. I can touch the moon in my hand. I'm the blood is all I'm going to know. And more in me, and I can set it free. What my law says no one can break. Ooh, I've got what it takes. Remember my name. I'm gonna live forever. I'm gonna learn how to fly. I feel it come together. People will see me and cry. I'm gonna make it to heaven. Light up the sky like a flame. I'm gonna live forever. They will remember my name. Remember, remember.
The prideful words of King Nebuchadnezzar were still on his lips when he heard a voice from heaven.
This is what's decreed for you, King Nebuchadnezzar. Your royal authority has been taken from you. You'll be driven away from people, and you will live with wild animals. You will eat grass like cattle. 7 times will pass for you until you acknowledge that the Most High is sovereign over the kingdoms of men and gives them to anyone he wishes.
Your Majesty, we heard a noise. Are you all right? Your Majesty, you've fallen or hit your head.
Maybe you were stung by a bee. Have you eaten any bad fruit lately?
I don't know if he's had some bad fruit or if he was stung by a bee, but one thing's for sure, the king has gone mad!